When watching your Viktor games on stream and YouTube, I've been struggling controlling mana for 3-4 levels while trading. Is that normal? You're probably overspending your mana the first 2 levels. That's why. Yeah, you're mismanaging your mana. Your E is probably rank 1 and you're using it too often, I would assume. Or you need to cycle your Scorch and Aerie very well, so you shouldn't be using spells when those two aren't up as much, and you should ideally wait for like level 3-4 when your E starts doing more damage, because you get more points to start using E. Before that you rely more on Q, stuff like that. Don't waste W. Don't use W unless it's like you have to, because that's a waste of a mana spell. I don't know, that's all advice I can give you, I guess. Next season, I think I go Toplane secondary. Because the quest next season for Toplane is the most OP quest in the game, so I feel like you have to play Toplane next season. The Toplane and jungle will be the best roles next season until Riot nerfs them. Didn't I say mid quest is better? Yeah, I mean, initially I thought mid quest might be the best, but I played like 50 more games of scrims after that. I can tell you that Toplane quest is on average the best. Mid quest might be better than ADC quest, to be honest, but yeah. I'm personally not excited about mid quest. I don't want a faster recall and I don't want tier 3 boots, so I don't really care about the quest that much. Even though it is like Shong in a way, right? What would be the quest you'd want from it? I wouldn't want a quest. I want my role to be equal to Toplane and botlane in a way, right? I'm not a fan of the idea of quests, even though I understand why Riot is doing them. Riot is doing them because they want to remove lane swapping by forcing people to lane in their specific role with quests. But the reason why I don't like quests specifically is because quests basically make a difference between roles more so than ever before, right? Because before, if you played top and mid lane, the only difference was that you were in a different position of the map. But now the difference is going to be bigger because top laners are going to get more levels and they're going to get more XP gain. And now mid laners are going to have tier 3 shoes. Top laners will not have tier 3 shoes, right? So now there's going to be clear differences between roles, and I don't like that. I would like everything to be as equal as possible, right? What season did I enjoy the game the most? I would say from season 3 all the way to season 9. The game was quite enjoyable. And then season 10 with the introduction of mythic items till what was it, season 13 or whatever, was kind of bad in my opinion because mythic items were fucking garbage. And now that they remove mythic items, was it like season 14 and season 15? I think season 14 and season 15 was quite good. I honestly like the last 2 years, although I would say season 14 was better than season 15. Season 15, which is this year, Riot kind of did nothing the entire year. They just kind of did nothing, so it was a bit lame. Season 14 was better, yeah. Do I agree with this? I have to watch a short? What is this?
Okay, so let's see. If possible, you want to hit the wave early. That's just to cheese prior. You could play it safe and give prior, but if you're a shock viewer, you should be trying to cheese prior. Because, like, even in losing matchups, if you can play for prior, a lot of the time you can end up winning. That trade right there, that's why bone plating is so OP. Like, if you look at that, my rune has done 80 damage reduction at fucking level 1, which is crazy. So yeah, again, against any of these like electrocute abusers or anything that like has to full trade onto you without a way of proccing it from range, bone plating is like the best rune in the game against this sort of stuff.
I mean, do I agree with this? I think it's a very conditional rune, and when the queen walks up and does the most basic combo on you level 1, yeah, bone plating does help a lot in this case, right? This is true. Like 80 damage absorption level 1 is really fucking like big for a rune. It's like insane. Because like think about Scorch. Scorch would do like 10, like 15 damage here, right? Bone plating blocked 80. Like that is really insane. But you have to understand that bone plating is a 45-second cooldown rune, and a lot of champions can play around it, right? Like Queen, maybe not the best example because Queen has a very one-dimensional play pattern usually, which is to auto E auto. But other champions, like let's say Syndra, a good Syndra player will not Q EU, she will just do Q, or just a W and wait out the bone plating, right? So, but then you also have to account that by taking bone plating, you're going into the secondary resolve tree, so you're not getting other runes that you would maybe have. What did I want to say? My opinion is that bone plating is not that good of a rune when you go to the highest of Elos, or like when you play against a really good opponents, because then they will play around the rune. But I think, you know, for For solo queue, the rune is decent overall, I guess. Especially now because they nerfed second wind, right? Because before, second wind was almost always better than bone plating. Now that second wind got mega nerfed and nobody will take conditioning because it takes too long to scale for solo queue. Bone plating is usually the best rune in that tree now, yeah. Riot August says that the champions that have high skill expression generally tend to be melee, just due to the fact that they're melee, contrary to what some people believe. I don't agree with that at all. Where did this come from? There's no way that is even remotely true. I mean, sure, you can make the argument for like Yasuo, and you can make the argument for like Katrina. I will never argue against those champions. But how the hell are there Udyr and Singed in this list? Are we fucking kidding? There's Udyr and Singed in the same line of thought as Yasuo? There's just no way we're even playing the same video game.
Is he the most skill expressive character? Do you think Zahen has low skill expression? Is he the most skill expressive character in League of Legends? No. But one thing I want to note is...
I mean, low skill expression. I mean, personally, from me playing Zahem for the first time, I felt like he was insanely easy to pick up and very fast. Like, there isn't, like, obviously there's some skill expression in terms of how you use your spells, and then there's like the auto reset, and then there's like you can hold your Q, and the way you use W, and the way you dash. There is obviously some skill expression, but like the champion is still insanely easy to pick up if you play something similar like Xin right? So let's listen to the clips.
Melee champions tend to have skill expression by being melee. A fun fact is that years ago we did we took a look at what characters get a lot of win rate for just getting good at them. An example of the character with the highest skill curve would be a character like Yasuo. But two of the characters who tended to have the higher skill curves were Singed and Udyr. And you might be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Singed and Udyr have literally no skill shots. They literally just walk at you. Why do those characters have high skill curves? And it turns out that being melee is hard. It's not the easiest thing when you're a character who doesn't have as many outplay tools to...
I understand why he's saying this, and I understand he's just going based off stats, and I understand that Singed and Udyr have high skill curves or whatever. But I also think that the skill curve, the skills that you need to play Udyr and Singed well are so different to a lot of other melee characters that they are in a completely different planet. And I still don't count those champions as to be very skill expressive, even though I understand the mastery growth on those champions is very high, blah 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 blah. I mean, I think Yasuo is a very skill expressive champion. I would not put Udyr and Singed regardless of what the stats here say, in the same vein of thought, you know?
Perfectly pilot a character such that you can still win game. Being melee is hard, and playing Jax is not as straightforward as it looks. Again, Jax is...
It's like saying statements like being melee is hard, this, that. You can easily just make the same statement and say, hey, playing Jinx is hard, you have no escape, you have no this. Playing Aphelios is hard, anything jumps on you, you die. It's you know what I mean? It's all about perspective here.
Isn't Yasuo, but I wouldn't say being a Jax player is low skill expression. I think there's still a lot you have to master about being melee, knowing when to go in, knowing when to go out, knowing where to be. Do you think Zahen has low skill expression? Is he the most skill expressive character in League of Legends? No. But one thing I want to note is melee champions tend to have skill expression by being melee. A fun fact is that years ago we did we took a look at what characters get a lot of win rate for just...
I need to listen to this again.
An example of the character with the highest skill curve would be a character like Yasuo. But two of the characters who tended to have the higher skill curves were Singed and Udyr. And you might be like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Singed and Udyr have literally no skill shots. They literally just walk at you. Why do those characters have high skill curves? And it turns out that being melee is hard.
Okay, I understand now. I was so confused by the clip. The title is just wrong. The title is just wrong. There is nowhere in the clip where Riot August specifically said that high skill expression generally tend to be melee. He never said that. The title is just completely wrong. I got so fucking confused. He was just mentioning specifically Yasuo, Udyr, and Singed based on the statistics that they have. But he never said that generally tend to be melee. He never even spoke those words. But yeah, I just fundamentally disagree. I think melee champions on average are a lot easier than range champions. There's obviously exceptions. I agree that Yasuo is a very high skill expressive champion. Oh, wait, I just checked the comments. I understand now. The first comment that is on the thread literally points out the same thing as I pointed out, and I didn't even read the comment. The clip is taken out of context, or out of context. It just has a wrong title completely. Oh, that makes also a lot of sense. The person posting this watches me, has heard my takes 500 times on how range champions are actually harder than melee champions on average, and now he's doing that to prove his narrative, even though the clip is wrong because Riot August never said the things that he said. Now it all makes sense, actually. It's connected to me. What the all I had to do was just fucking reading the comments, man. Oh my god, now it just makes sense to me. Cage's last game. I mean, he has bows being 0-12-0. 0-12-0. 1-11 Orianna. Oh my god, someone help me. I need to check what happened. How did Aurelia get 16 kills? Did Caedrel fall for the Orianna-Aurelia matchup? There's certain rules in this matchup, okay? Let me explain to you because I'm an expert of this matchup. Let me try to break it down for you guys. Rule number 1. Don't contest Aurelia level 1 to 14. This is a rule you have to follow the entire game. From level 1 to 14, you cannot fight Aurelia. Under any circumstance, you do not fight her. That is just it, okay? This is the most important rule, basically, right? I could make like rule number 2, don't push level 1. Like, don't push in lane, ever. And if wave bounces, try to crash, ping your teammates to hover and help. That is the only way to play the matchup. You cannot push in lane unless the wave bounces or naturally pushes. At that point, you need to try to find a timer to crash or get a cover. But again, this second rule plays into the first rule. Don't contest Aurelia. That means that you cannot take trades where the wave pushes into her and stuff like that. You have to think, right? Rule number 3. Preserve HP. Why do you preserve HP? Because, well, if she crashes a wave on you and you're missing 40% health, well, you're diveable. You will die. You're 2-0 up. Okay. You need to, again, apply rule number 1. You don't contest her. Because you will actually fucking die. Even though she's 0-2, she will still beat you. Yeah, it's unfair. It's 0 skill. It is what it is. Alright, so now that you guys know some basic rules, let's see if Caedrel knows how to apply those rules. Let's take a look here. We're gonna quickly review how did Caedrel manage to fuck it all up. If it was his fault or not. Let's take a look. Okay, we're fighting level 1. Oh shit, is that first blood for somebody? Can the Jace use flash? Use your fucking flash, bro. You're a professional player. Flash. Yeah, let's not flash. Okay, well this is unfortunate for Caedrel because Aurelia starts the lane with 370 gold, right? So that's a little bit, that's not on him, that's not on him. Okay, Caedrel, do not hit the wave, level 1. Is he gonna follow the rule? Don't auto-attack, don't auto-attack. Okay, so far so good. So far, so good. Yeah, okay, you don't... He auto-attacked. Lane is lost. Lane is lost. He auto-attacked. Now, the lane is fine still. The reason why this is not as bad... Okay, the reason why you don't normally auto-attack, but in this case it's fine. The only reason why it's fine to auto-attack is because Aurelia is already missing 200 health from level 1. If she is full HP, what would happen right now? Right now, if she was full HP, she would do Q into Orianna and do like 5 auto-attacks. Now, she did it now, but imagine how much better the trade would be if she wasn't missing 200 health from level 1. Like, this was a losing trade for Aurelia, right? Okay. So now that we have this position, Caedrel needs to start potting up, because if it goes too low, she will win. Oh, Caedrel didn't respect the level 2 timer. Let's take a look here. So first of all, you have to account that she got XP from the level 1 kill, which means that if she kills all these 6 minions, she will hit level 2. Caedrel needs to kill 6 minions and 1 melee to get level 2, okay? So he's at a disadvantage in XP. You cannot get surprised here, okay? So let's take a look again here. Can Caedrel get to level 2 first, is the question here. The answer, in my opinion, is probably no. No, the answer is no. It doesn't matter how many times he would hit these minions, because he needs 1 extra melee minion compared to Aurelia, he will always lose the level 2 push. So he should have, in reality, what he should have done is probably hit this minion right here. I think hitting this minion, which is the highest HP minion, is the most important, just to make it lower, so then the minions die simultaneously. Is more important than hitting this minion, for example. And then, right here, he has to back, right? He has to expect the level 2 all-in. He loses his flash. Okay. Now he has no flash. And she can flash over QW and outplay him. Don't fall for it, Caedrel. Wow, she didn't even fucking do a good combo. She just won anyway. What the fuck, bro? She literally didn't even do a good combo. Yeah, Caedrel, what did we say about rule number 1? Don't contest Aurelia from level 1 to 14. We failed on the first rule already. She's coming back with Vamp Scepter. Yeah, good luck. GGVP. It's GGVP. He gets insta-ganked, and even though he doesn't die, well, guess what? He loses half his HP, so his lane is completely over. And he's dead again. Caedrel. Caedrel. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, because look what happens now. She takes a short trait, and she doesn't even have to kill you. She takes half your HP, and the lane is cooked. That's how it works. And look how easy that was for her. She won't even lose any HP for doing this, because she will QQQ and heal to full. Oh my, she's just farming him. Chat, she's just farming him. It's rough. Oh my, just look at this, look at this, look at this. Q, 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 ult, E, Q, 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 W. Okay, let's see one more. I got one more in me. He's making it really easy for this Aurelia, you know, I gotta admit. He's making it really easy for her. Alright.